Alright, y'all, we are going to talk about how to lace up your corset the way to give you that tight cinch waist. So you're going to make sure you grab your ribbon that came with your dress, and we're going to start at the top. You want to pull it through one loop, pull it through the other, and you want to make sure that you have an even amount on both sides. Once you have that, cross it one time and go into the opposite side that you're coming from. And I always enter the loop from the top just so it's a uniform look. If you're starting it, entering it from the bottom, be consistent. Alright, so we got one down. And as you're doing this, you want to kind of start eyeballing where whoever's lacing you up, where their natural waist is coming in at, like the smallest point. So when I'm looking, the waist is coming to about this loop. This is about the 6th one down. You want to eyeball that and stop at that point. So do the same thing, cross over, enter from the top. Cross over, enter from the top. And we're going to do that all the way down to number 6, because number 6 on this dress, because that's where her waist is lining up at. It may be a different one for you. All right, we're at 6. All right, at this point, you want to make sure your boobs are falling in the cups properly in the front. You know, push them up, put them where you need to be. And you can kind of pull a little bit, crisscross to help. But what you're going to do differently, instead of crisscrossing, you're going to stay on the same side. And you're going to go to the next loop, but from the inside. So this is the one we crossed. So instead of going across, I'm going to go down, but from underneath. And it should make a loop like this. You want to do that on both sides. So instead of going across, I'm making a loop. I'm going to go to the 2nd loop, but from underneath. Okay? So now I have this. For now, you can do a little simple bow just to keep that there. Now, you're going to continue crisscrossing and entering from the top. At this point, this should be going into the skirt. The skirt on this isn't attached yet, but at this point, these loops would be inside of your skirt. So depending on your preference, you may not go all the way down. You may stop at 1 or 2. It just depends on how much tummy control you want. I'm not going to go to the last one. So I'm pulling a little tight. And at the bottom with the loose ends, I'm just going to do a little simple bow to keep that in place. Now undo this one up here, our placeholder. Alright, so we're back to the 2 loops, right? So you want to make sure you tell them to brace themselves. Make sure the boobs are still sitting in the cups how they want. And you take the loops and crisscross and pull. Slowly it will cinch up. Make sure everything's straight. And then you just do a nice bow. And you're done. Everything from here will be inside of the skirt, zipped up here. Now you should be able to zip up the skirt.